and welcome back to another edition of Carrie's Gardening Channel. So I'm getting ready to go outside. We're going to be heading out to the celosia patches. I'm going to be talking about how to care for celosia and some different variety, how they bloom and different things. So please stay tuned. Okay, so we're out here in one of the celosia patches here. And one of the things that you want to remember with celosia is you want to plant this out after the danger of frost has passed. Celosia is very cold sensitive, so anytime when it's still cool out in the spring, you don't want to plant your celosia out. You want to wait till after the danger of frost has passed and the soil has warmed up. Now celosia also needs well-drained soil. And you want to select an area with full sun, at least 6 hours of sunlight per day for your celosia to grow its best. If it doesn't get enough sunlight, it's going to start getting pale on you. It will start getting tall, spindly growth. It will not want to bloom like it should. And you also want to select an area with well-drained soil. Celosia does not like waterlogged soil. It likes well-drained soil. You can mix some sand in with your soil if you have a really heavy clay soil. You can mix some sand in with it to help the drainage. And celosia does make a nice container plant. There are dwarf varieties out there, which I'll be talking about those later more in this video. Now, for feeding wise, celosia does benefit from plant food. I find that the Epsima flower tone works very well for celosia, and I've also found that the Epsima bulb and flower food also works very well for celosia. Celosia also makes an excellent raised bed crop, which that's what these here are growing in. These here are growing in a raised bed here, a big raised bed. Now your celosia can tolerate drier conditions once it's established. And you just don't want to let it go to the point where it starts wilting. If it does happen to wilt, go ahead and give it some water. It should perk back up, but you don't want to have your soil overly waterlogged. Now this celosia right here is a bedding type celosia. It doesn't get very tall. It does do very well in containers. And this one here does not work the best for cutting. I have used it for cutting already, but it doesn't work the best for cut flower production. And your dwarf variety celosias can either come in a plume type, which is what this one here is, or it can come as a crested type, which is also known as the brain celosia. Some people call it a coral celosia, and I will show you that a little bit later on here in this video here. But these are more of your bedding plants here. These are, like I said, they are the shorter ones. But you can see here, this variety does stay much shorter. And this one here is a crested type celosia. Now there are also 3 different types of celosia. You have your crested type celosia like this one here. And it can vary to this right here. These here are still even considered a crested type celosia, even though they're more stranger looking. This is going to be one of my own varieties here. You have the beautiful plume type celosia here. And this is also a plume here. These are plume celosias over here. And then you have a wheat type celosia, which would be what this one here would be classified as. This one here would be classified as a wheat type celosia because of the way that the blooms are shaped. Even though it looks like a miniature plume type celosia, it would be classified as a wheat type celosia. And there are some varieties of celosia that will only bloom one time. They'll send up one stalk with one bloom on it, and that's all you'll get out of that celosia variety. And then there are other types of celosias that will continuously keep giving different side blooms off. Typically you won't get the side blooms to be as large as your main bloom was, but sometimes they will still actually come through and they will be as large, if not larger. It just depends on the plant growing, how much food it got, how much sunshine it gets. Now I also want to talk about maturity. Some celosias will mature faster than others, and some plumes will be larger than others. You can see this one right here has a really nice large plume to it, and over here some of these here out through are smaller. It just depends on the variety of celosia that you are growing for the type of bloom that you will get. Now you'll see tags on different ones. We're doing an heirloom open pollinated seed collection project. We started it last year, and I'd been collecting heirloom seeds for a long time, even before last year, where we're selecting the superior varieties and we're selecting the superior bloom types to save seeds from them so that we can keep getting the genetics in the seeds. I'll have a link at the end of this video that you can check out for my projects that I've been working with for saving heirloom seeds. So this one here is Kramer's Lemon Lime Celosia here, and this one, the stem is just now starting to firm up on it, but you can see it has already started producing seeds on it. So some of these will have floppier stems even after they produce the seeds. They're ones that we're getting rid of the genetics out of it. We're not saving seeds off of those. And this one back here is growing in the ground. I'm not sure which variety this one here is. It was most likely mixed in with some straw flowers, and we just threw this one here in. Now this one here is growing right into the ground, and it looks like it is going to be a crested type. I can tell that just by looking in through here. It's definitely a crested type. But if you are going to plant them out in the ground, you want to make sure that you have put in a lot of aged compost, different types of aged manure. They'll like that kind of stuff. I'm really happy that the deer have not eaten that. I want to see how well it does. They've kind of chomped down on my straw flowers here, which that's not what I want. And celosia does readily reseed itself. You can see here's some celosia plants here. They have been reseeding themselves here for a few years now. And I just let them grow in the flower bed. But I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that you've found it helpful, and you're growing up celosia. Celosia is a beautiful flower. I love all the different varieties of it and all the different shapes and textures that celosia has. So if you like my video, please like, comment, subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the little notification button. I'll tell you as I put a new video on. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Bye!